journey with us through the rhythm of the music business with your host, Jackie Bertoni.
Everybody, welcome back. This is Jackie Bertoni, Jackie's Groove, Monday, August the 1st. It's amazing. I'm looking forward to this interview, guys. I don't know about you, but I had my lighter above my head, waving it back and forth like I was in a concert. I'm a big fan of this gentleman that's on my show today. Been a big fan of his for years. We have shared a lot of friends in common, but he and I have never met each other. But we're going to change that after the show is over with. So with that said, guys, I'm proud and I'm privileged and I'm honored to have on my show today the legendary keyboardist, vocalist, guitarist, started with Chicago, the Sons of Champlin, to name but a few. So with that said, guys, welcome to Jackie's Groove, Mr. Bill Champlin. Bill, welcome to Jackie's Groove, brother.
Hey, Jackie, how you doing? I can barely hear you. I got a feeling my phone's a piece of garbage here.
If I talk louder, does that help at all? Can you hear me if I talk a little bit louder?
Yeah, if you could, it'd be great, because I can barely hear you. It's me, and I don't think this time it's my ears. It's just bad phones. My cell phone isn't any better, so there you go.
You know what? It's the beauty of live radio, my friend. Beauty of live radio.
I hear you.
Hey, man. So with that said, Bill, welcome, man. Welcome. Let's educate those who are not educated. And how could you not be educated about Bill Champlin? And so with that started out.
Aren't. Let's put it that way.
Let's give them some of the basics. We know.
Well, let me see. Let's start off with Donna Summer once said, "You're the best known unknown singer in the world."
There you go. From your lips to God's ears. But I have a hard time believing that, especially from a man that was born on May 21st in Oakland, California, man. You want to take it from here?
Well, from there, let me see. I don't know. I guess they let me out of the hospital a couple of days later. I don't know. I wasn't really. I don't remember that far back.
Hey, man, you just finished up a great show at a great theater in St. Charles, Illinois, at the Arcata Theater, theater I've played numerous times. I love that whole area, and you were playing with my buddy, Mr. Danny Seraphin, and California Transit Authority. How did that gig go, man? It looked like amazing for what I saw online.
Joint was jumping. The place was packed. It was kind of a cool thing. I think it was sort of a celebration of Danny's induction into Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's kind of what it was all sort of about, and I'm real proud of him. It's great. He really deserved to be in there, so that's good for him.
I mean, Bill, like I said again, to begin with, I spoke to your lovely just on the last segment. We have mutual friends, and I got to tell you, I've always been a fan, but when I was sent this video by Jerry Lopez, where Bill Champlin and Tamara Champlin sat in with my favorite guys from Las Vegas called Santa Fe and the Fat City Horns.
What a band.
Man, when you guys got up on the stage, and excuse my French, brother, but you fucked it up really, really good, man. Between your song, one of my great favorite songs by George Benson, Turn Your Love Around, and how can you improve on that song, and one of my other favorite songs, I was just telling your wife, I'm drawing another blank right now, your tune you wrote, and they sing on a regular basis, of Love. God, I'm just so embarrassed right now.
After the Love Is Gone, maybe?
No, the other tune that you were singing lead vocals on, Tamara, help me out here, girl.
Probably Love Is Gonna Find You.
Love Is Gonna Find You. Absolutely, man. And I got to tell you, just that vibe of you sitting in Dave Richardson's chair, man, and you killed it, brother. You absolutely killed it.
It's kind of hard to follow Dave, man. He's such a great keyboard player. He's one of my favorite musicians ever. He's one of the few keyboard players that actually excites you when he plays solos. And a lot of keyboard players play some great stuff, but he really knows how to build a solo and make it really exciting. It reminds me in a lot of ways of Greg Matheson does the same kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
When Greg plays a solo, by the end of it, you're as excited as a really good guitar player or sax player playing a solo. It's pretty rare. I mean, when I play a piano solo, it's like, well, I heard that lick. Well, I heard it again. Well, I heard it again.
Bill, I was telling Tamara, because you were sleeping yesterday when I called, and we kind of chopped up together. And
oh man, we had an early wake up in Illinois to get to the airport in time for our flight. So we were all, I think all the guys in the band just went home and just went into state.
Yeah, and the reason why I talked to Tamara regarding this, because again, showing out of respect. I mean, everything about Jackie's Groove is about keeping it on the real, but at the same time too, there must be a level of respect out there that has to be shown between members of bands, members who are no longer members of bands, and so on. And I had just a plethora of emails from listeners and excited people who wanted to hear more about Bill Champlin and his days with a group called Chicago. And I asked your wife, is there some things that Bill does not want to talk about because I don't want to piss him off?
Pretty much, basically, Chicago.
Yeah, well, my dear friends, Tris M. Bowden, Keith, and all the guys in the band.
Tris is a really good friend of mine. He's the only one of any of those guys I ever even keep in touch with at all. It's just not happening. Not happening for me.
And that's good because when I was with the guys.
Dude, I'd rather talk about music.
Thank you.
And
Thank
it's
you.
not about that. That's anytime pretty much anybody talks about Chicago, it's always about this, and they were so big here, and this was so big there, and this was so big there, and I just look at it as like all that music was made a long time ago, and then it's just being played over and over again, and after a while, it's like it's not really about today's music. It's not what did you do this morning? Is what I'm
exactly. And so with that said, I guess the next word is next, because the bottom line is you joined the group in 1981 and you left the group in 2008. So the rest is history.
Yeah, 2009 I think it was.
9, okay.
Yeah.
And and thank you for the music that you brought to that group, and thank you for the music that came out of that group that featured yourself. Thank you.
Well, thanks. Well, I mean, whatever music I'm doing, I'll do it as well as I can, and I have no problem with their songs. Their songs are good. They're fun to perform. All that's really fine. I just don't believe that you should try to sound exactly like you did the day you recorded it, when you really jammed it to come up with it in the first place.
You dig?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. The first time, Bill, I got the taste of Bill Champlin live was when you were playing at a gig years ago, probably about 4 years ago in San Diego. You were playing with a dear friend of mine by the name of, he was fronting the band called Larry Braggs, and some guy named Danny Seraphin was sitting there back on tubs, and you were up there killing it, as always, at a club called Anthology, which is now called the Music Box.
I didn't do the Anthology gig. Actually, you know who might have done it? My son might have been with them when they did
was
that.
it Will? Was it Will?
Yeah, it was Will. It wasn't me.
Okay. Well, I was so far up in the upper rafters.
Yeah.
I was able to go in there, hear it, and I had to rush
Will
out to
played with him, and there's a piece of work right there. He's actually really, really a monstrous musician. I mean, he's a great singer, as everyone knows after watching The Voice, and the noise he made on that, all that was fine, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. He's such a great songwriter, and he's just a creative musician and a bad news keyboard player when he wants to be.
And
he plays great drums. He plays great bass. I use him on bass on stuff. I want him. Tamara's doing a gig in August. We're trying to get him. We're trying to find out what his schedule is going to be so we can get him to play bass with us.
Is that the 13th gig?
It's August. No, that's a Sons gig, and that's up in Rockland, California. There's something. Right, okay. I think August 28th in at a place called Bogies. It's kind of the new new hang. It's an early gig. It's a Sunday afternoon gig on August 28th. It's mostly probably going to relay into a lot of Tamara's stuff because she didn't get to go out and do all her material. She's the best writer in the house. She really writes good songs.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of this crazy-looking, beautiful Armenian woman. Me being half Armenian myself, so we had a lot to talk.
Oh, really?
We talked 2 minutes about music yesterday, and we talked about an hour and a half about food. And that was the main thing. I wanted to tell you, I told Tamara on the last...
She said, when her mom comes, well, Mom was making grape leaves. And I said, well, I don't dig them very much. It took me an hour to get one lit.
But seriously, folks, let me tell you, it's called Thoma, my brother. My little Hodar, I call you, as the non-Armenian. But I got to tell you, I was telling Tamara on the last set, I love this video that Jerry sent me where it wasn't you and Tamara playing. You were actually hanging out at the backstage door at the showroom at Palms. While Will was was fronting the band, Santa Fe, and he was killing it. But the look on your faces where only that could be shown by two proud parents.
Well, you should have seen, when Will started soloing, you should have seen the look on Dave Richardson's face. He was like, oh, okay.
Well, it's a serious gene pool, brother.
Well, in rehearsal or in sound check, we'll just kind of just played it real easy, just took it easy. So this is where we solo, so we kind of just hit some licks, and everything was good. He was playing great, and it was all fine and dandy. But when there was an audience and they were really flying, he took off like a shot, and even Richardson was going, "Whoa, wow, this kid can play, man." It was really good. He was, I don't hear him. He involves himself so much in pop music, and in different levels of pop music, kind of Americana sometimes, sort of bluesy sometimes, sort of real straight-ahead pop sometimes. He's really got an eyeball in kind of what's going on these days. I mean, having done The Voice and done all that kind of stuff, you can kind of see it's probably a smart thing to do at some level. But boy, when I got him into with a really great teacher when he was in the latter part of high school, I got him with Terry Trotter, and within a month he was playing Bill Evans stuff. I mean, he's got, and he didn't want anybody to know, don't tell people I can play that jazz stuff. But it's bullshit, man. The kid's got real great facility and really good. He's just a really great musician. I just love.
Do me a favor real quick, brother. I don't mean to interrupt you there. As I was telling your wife, we've got 4 segments, 12 minutes each. We have a clock that's telling me that we're running out of time on the first segment. We're going to pick it up on segment number 2. There's 1,000 questions, and a couple guys I wanted to, I got text from. I'll tell you about it when we get back. So you guys don't go anywhere. Grab yourself a drink. Grab yourself a sandwich. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to be back with the amazing vocalist, guitarist, and keyboard player from the Sons of Champlin. We won't talk about that other one-letter word called
Remember,
Chicago.
It's Champlin. There's an M in there. You're missing.
Yeah, I don't interrupt me.
I'm going to have to start saying shalom. You know
shalom,
what I mean?
no. Champlin. So you guys don't go anywhere. We'll be back on segment number 2 with Bill Champlin and Jackie's Groove. Jackie Bertoni, Intertalk Radio. Don't go anywhere. There's so much more to talk about. Stay tuned.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to record on a Grammy Award-winning album? Have you ever wondered what it's like to play in front of a stadium crowd? Have you ever wondered what it's like to be on a world tour? I'm Jackie Bertoni, and I've played with the who's who in the music industry, and I've toured the world. Come join my world, behind the velvet rope, and get into the groove on Jackie's Groove. Live 2 p.m. Mondays and available 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear, host of Sound Experience here on Intertalk Radio. And Source Connect by Source Element is the essential tool that we use to link between my studio in Austin, Texas, and the WS radio station in San Diego. Now, with Source Connect, not only can we communicate in real time and with HD audio, but it's synced up and is of a high enough quality that I can use it for real-time ADR work, remote recording, and overdubbing, and it even allows me to remotely control a DAW. Source Connect by Source Element, affordable, high-quality audio and video connection over the internet for all of your production needs. Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. MOZEguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Has your business been appified? Are you tired of doing marketing that doesn't deliver results? Mobile apps build loyalty and quality retention. Your app from UPG Mobile puts your business on their mind and at their fingertips. UPG Mobile will give you a custom app highlighting how you are unique, targeting your message, and improving your open rates. amplify your business and amplify your presence with your customers at upgmobilemarketinggroup.com.
Welcome to Jackie's Groove. Come journey with us through the rhythm of the music business with your host, Jackie Bertoni.
Hard habit to break, brother. I hope everybody out there is finding Jackie's Groove to be a hard habit to break. And why wouldn't it be when you have guests like I have online today, the iconic, the legendary vocalist, keyboardist, guitarist, Mr. Bill Champlin. Bill, welcome back, brother.
Hey, man, how you doing? I'm back.
Man, you're back. Man, you're back. Hey, man, let me ask you this question. I had and Larry Braggs is texting.
You gotta learn how to say it like Arnold. I'll be back.
I'll be back. Yeah, Larry Braggs is texting me, man. He sends his love to you, man. He's out there with the Temptations doing his thing.
Larry, man, he just did it. He subbed for the guy that kind of took over. Tony Grant's been singing with us for a while.
Yeah.
And, man, I'll tell you, the last weekend, Tony tore the place apart, man. He was smoking hard. He sings with As Yet, which is another great group, a seriously good group. And it was just and then he kind of picked up where Larry left off because Larry got this Temps gig, which was really great, really great. But Larry kind of subbed for one gig we did up in Fresno, and he tore it up, man. He was, I guess all the probably rehearsal and shedding that he was doing with the Temps and everything, it just he put him on the top of the mountain, man. He was singing great, and he's a sweetie pie. He's one of my favorite people, man.
And just so you know, man, you got a lot of fans of yours listening today, man. Fans, I'm going to drop some names. Mr. Herman Matthews, David Garibaldi.
And man, that guy. We did a show up, and me and Tamara went in. We did like 3 songs with this thing for this show up in Santa Barbara, and I hadn't played with Herman for a while. I hadn't seen him for a while, and we just started. Went up, say, "Hey, how you doing?" And we started playing. It took about 2 beats for me to remember what a monster that guy is. He's
ridiculous.
Such a good drummer, unbelievable musician, man. One of my favorites.
I mean, it was hard for him to leave Tower Power. He subbed for David, when David was out on a medical leave for the full year.
Now they do what is hip replacement.
What is hips replacement? That's we made a joke out of that. And in fact, I was cracking up. In fact, I even talked a couple days ago, Emilio Castillo, Mimi, the founder of Tower Power. He said, "Hey, I understand that Champlin's coming on. Tell him I said, hey, man, I'm a fan." I said, I will pass that by.
Oh, man, Mimi's a sweetie pie, man. I've known those guys since, I was actually, David Foster was doing one of his earlier productions. He was doing J.P. Morgan album, and I was doing a lot of vocals on it. Me and Donnie Gerard and Carmen Twilley and Vanette Cloud, all these singers that I would work with a lot over the years. But this was not where I first met him and everything. And at some point he says, "Hey, do you know the guys in Tower?" I said, "Yeah, they were pals, Right. He said, "You think you can get them to, maybe I could bring the tapes up, record player or something, and get them to play on JP's album?" I said, "Well, let me," so I called Doc, and Doc said, "Let me run it by Greg, see if Greg feels like doing it." So I kind of hooked Foster and Greg Adams, who was kind of a arranger at that time for them. And Greg arranged up a couple of pieces. Lenny was still playing with them. Lenny
Pickett?
Yeah, Lenny Pickett was playing with them before he got the TV gig. And
Saturday Night Live, yeah.
I love Lenny. What a sweetie pie he is. But I kind of put them together for the first time. and they did the session. I remember going to the session. It was like, it just tore the place up, man. It was like, oh, this is really good. You could see Foster, this is going to be happening. And this was kind of the beginning of them starting to take dates with their section, as opposed to their whole band. And it was sort of right there at the inception of that. And I've just loved those guys ever since. Doc's one of my all-time favorite people. It's just such a just really great people.
The Funky
really
Doctor, man.
Yeah.
I got my start with them in December 17th, 1979 at the Golden Bear in Huntington Beach when I walked on stage with them for the first time and had a 3-year run. And to this day, Emilio's my 10 years, my senior, my big brother. So proud of them going on. In a year and a half, they'll be celebrating 50 years in this industry and still killing it no matter where they go, man.
They're tearing it up. And there was a while there where they were just doing clubs. I think they got a really good agent who really believed in them and said, "We're going to bring you into a much bigger situation than you were into." And then they really buckled down. I mean, the guy that plays with the Sons of Champlin right now, Carmen Grillo, was with them for like 10 years.
My boy.
Yeah,
in fact, I just sat in with. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I sat in with Carmen. He sat in with Santa Fe. And he and I hadn't seen for a while, but you talk about a funkster that was beyond belief. It's crazy.
Carmen's great, man. Have you heard him sing?
Amazing.
He's a singing fool, man. We've been kind of throwing him a couple of his tunes. He's got a new album out. We're gonna have to get a sub for a Sons gig because he put out his album and somebody in Italy says, "We want you to come over and do this blues festival." So he's, I think, later in about a week, he's flying over to Italy to do this sessions. Not sessions, but to do this concert. So it was really cool, man. I'm really proud of him. Carmen was the best man at me and Tamara's wedding. That's how far back this goes.
That she told me. That's so cool, man.
Yeah, I've known him for years. First time I went to a Sons gig, and there was a band called White Eyes playing Second Lining. So I went in the back of this building, and I heard a really great Hammond player, and that was Jan Garfinkel was playing. He had a C3 and a 122. And then I heard this really great singer and this really great guitar player, and I said, I'm going to go hear those two guys, see what those guys were all about. And I went up, and there was this one kid, like 18 or 19 years old, this little short guy, fucking tearing it up. And I just went, dude, I got to know you. So we just instantly that night became friends. I had a little publishing money at that point. I brought his band into the studio and did a little recording just to see how he'd feel, see how he was hanging in the studio. And we've just been kind of really pretty close buddies ever since.
And good talent hangs out, man. Then when you get past the music and you find the heart that makes all the sense in the world, then it makes it that much easier to play with and understand where the motivation comes from behind that music.
Well, there's a point where you throw the word brother around all you want, but there's a point where it really is true. And Carmen is as closest to me as any brother I've ever had. I only have two sisters, but he's an absolute. It's family. We're talking family now.
Hey, let me ask you a question. I'm looking at another question here from a listener itself. When was the last time you had to hang, and when's the last time you worked with David Foster?
Yeah, I haven't seen David in probably close to 20 years.
Has it been that long?
He just kind of got some wind under his sails, started going up, and up, and he just flat out didn't look back. He just moved forward, and I'm proud as punch of him, man. He's done so well for himself, and he's what Jay Graydon said of him years and years ago. He says he's the king of the stroke. He knows how to hang in any situation. He's smooth. And every producer has a moment where they kind of go into a little slump here and there. And when you got hands like David Foster's, you get out of your slumps pretty quick. He just plays himself right back into the spotlight.
Man, it's so cool that
he is. Greg Matheson said this. He's the best pop piano player on the earth.
Yeah, and you mentioned Jay Graydon just now. I had on my show about 3 weeks ago. I had Al Jarreau on, so we talked a lot about Jay and his background with the man. And we talked about, he knew that you were coming on. He says he's a big fan also. So got a lot of people out there showing you a lot of love, Bill, and there's a reason for it, man.
Al's just great. I just did a demo for a friend of mine, Tom Saviano. He's a really great sax player and a wonderful, well-trained musician and arranger and producer
director.
And so on. Yeah. And he had this really hard piece of music. And he said, he said, I want to try to push this, me and this sax player from Italy, I think it's from Italy or from Germany or somewhere, wrote this thing, and we want to get Al to do it, but I got to be able to play him something. So could you come and do it? So I knocked off a few backgrounds, which was easy enough. But then singing the lead, man, I had to almost do it one line at a time. It was one of the more difficult things I've ever done. And then Al came over and replaced it. and then Tom played it for me, and I went, that's why they call him Al Jarreau. I mean,
Absolutely.
It was just stellar. I mean, and it's on an album. I forget the name of the artist and everything. You know, run it by Saviano, but Jarreau he hasn't lost a millimeter of his groove, man. He's great.
The man's 76 years old, and he sat in my home. He actually came here before a gig and sat in my home for 4 hours, and I had the benefit of able to use the vocal percussion while he was doing scatting. And if I'd never played another lick of music from that day forward, I would have been satisfied. I mean, what an honor for me to do that.
Well, he's not really he's not the reader and the real jazz student that you think he is. He just knows when to change accidental. It's just ridiculous. I mean, the changes can go anywhere, and if you look at it as if you have one note at a time, you just got to know whether to sharpen or flatten it when the keys change or when it goes through the changes. And he's instant that way. He's just unbelievable. He can feel where it's going and knows right where it's going and takes it right there. He's just one of the most natural musicians ever.
And if you don't mind, when we get done with our show, if you don't mind me sending you a link to my interview with him and some photographs, I think you'll get a kick out of it. It was
cool.
It was inspirational.
He's just fun. He's a cool. It's funny. Even years ago, another great musician says, "Man, I love Al. Man, he's so great, man. He's so happening, man. He's got such great pitch, such great tone, such great groove. But after about 4 bars, he bing bongs you to death."
Absolutely.
So, well, he's trying to be the whole band, and usually achieves that goal.
By all means. Hey, do me a favor, my friend, Mr. Champlin. I'm going to be stepping out of 2 into 3, so don't go anywhere, man. There's so much more to touch on. We need more than 1 hour, but we're going to do our best that we possibly can. Guys, don't go anywhere. Bill Champlin, Jackie Bertoni, Jackie's Groove, Intertalk Radio. We'll be right back on segment number 3. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear from Eclectica Studios. I'm a full-time mixing and recording engineer. I work with Grammy winners, labels, and indie artists, using state-of-the-art digital mixing and restoration tools and the very best in analog gear. Really, though, it's my ability to bring tracks to life and fulfill your vision for your music. This has made me sought after by producers and artists worldwide. So spend your time working on music and not chasing a mix down a rabbit hole. Go to timdolbear.com and check out our free one-song mix offer.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear, host of Sound Experience here on Intertalk Radio. And Source Connect by Source Element is the essential tool that we use to link between my studio in Austin, Texas, and the WS radio station in San Diego. Now, with Source Connect, not only can we communicate in real time and with HD audio, but it's synced up and is of a high enough quality that I can use it for real-time ADR work, remote recording, and overdubbing, and it even allows me to remotely control a DAW. Source Connect by Source Element, affordable, high-quality audio and video connection over the internet for all of your production needs.
Girls are talking rock again.
And people are listening.
Today we're talking bands.
Let's talk promotion. Red Giant promo, graphics, EPKs, video, photos, social media, and brand building using content marketing.
But let's talk studio at CCMA, which is events, rehearsal, tour prep, piano, guitar, voice, rock band, lessons, workshops, and clinics. Yeah.
Both proud sponsors of Girls Talk Rock.
So get the lowdown on these services and contact me, Tracy, at girlstalkrock.com.
Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. from capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them. We are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear.
Welcome to Jackie's Groove. Come journey with us through the rhythm of the music business with your host, Jackie Bertoni.
If you're trying to erase your past by adding to the pain, you're bound to lose the light that's in your eyes. Even a fool will find it. Taking time to change what's been and gone. Breaking the rules won't find it. You got nothing to do with you, baby, right?
My God, that song makes me smile from ear to ear. Guys, that is Bill Champlin, Tamara Champlin, sitting in with the amazing Santa Fe and the Fat City Horns, headed up by Mr. Jerry Lopez. Bill, welcome back, my brother. You know, speaking of Jerry Lopez, I think a little bird told me he wants to say hi. Jerry, are you there, brother?
I'm here. What's going on, guys?
Hey, dude, I thought you'd be up in Monte Rio right around now.
Yeah, no, I had to bail on all of that. I had a lot of work I had to do here at home, unfortunately. So I'm kind of stuck here in front of the computer, you know, doing that.
Oh God, tell me
thing
about
I do. You know?
Ain't that the way? How you doing, Jerry?
Good, Bill. It was great talking to Tam a couple days ago, and you know, talking about Will.
She said you guys were thinking about going back over to the Palms here pretty quick, huh?
Yeah, the Station Casinos Corporation in Las Vegas, they purchased the Palms, and
cool.
They don't.
So the Maloofs are out,
get
and it's kind of back to the regular corporate thing then.
Yeah, and I have a real long and good relationship with the Station Casinos. In fact, the very first gig Santa Fe and the Fat City Horns played at was at one of the Station Casinos.
Oh, cool.
The entertainment director kind of believed in what I was doing and gave us a shot. So it looks like we might be going over there. Yeah,
great.
I hope.
Yeah, you know, I don't think I ever even caught it out at the South Point. But I remember playing out there with the Sons once. It was really kind of a cool place to play. But it seems like there's a lot of, you got to put a lot of people in seats. Putting asses in seats is the name of the game, you know.
It's a big place. It's a big place. I mean, the stage and lights and everything's cool, but I really dig a more intimate setting for a band, you know.
Amen.
Yeah, I'm with you all the way. Especially once you got the horn players up back behind you like that. It was really cool. Yeah, then there was at least a little bit of breathing room on the stage. So everybody good? How's the guys in the band? Everybody fine?
Yeah, everybody's good. We're all really busy and you know, doing our thing here and I miss you guys, you know.
Well, at least it's nice and cool there this time of year, isn't it?
I know.
Yeah, sarcastically.
I went out for a motorcycle ride about midnight last night. It was only about 110, you know, miles.
Tell me about it. hey, listen, man, we did a tour a couple of years back with Bobby Kimball and actually we had Will and Tamara and me. Herman Matthews, Bobby Watson, Carmen Grillo. I mean, we just had this whole thing, and we went to play in Kuwait and Iraq. And I mean, the minute I got to one of those gigs and we were walking out to an outdoor theater, I just went, Hey, this feels like Vegas to me. It's a little different thing. And all of a sudden, Dave Jenkins finished up his set, and somebody threw a missile over the wire trying to hit the band. It was pretty interesting. They got some serious music critics in Iraq. That's what we've kind of figured out.
Right. Wow. Well, it sounds like you couldn't get any of the good guys to go on that gig with you, man.
Oh yeah, man. It was fun. It was a cool thing. And Jenkins is a kick. He's a guitar player with Pablo Cruz.
Right.
And, so I mean that was kind of a cool thing. Him and his wife were there, and we had a ball. We had a great time ducking missiles and stuff. It was kind of an interesting bit of business. Wow. And then 3 weeks before, we were playing in Japan, which was about a week and a half or 2 weeks after the tsunami. So Tamer's going, I'm bringing my son to the two most dangerous places in the world. What's going on? What's wrong with me? It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's all good. Hey, Jerry, man, Jerry, Cappy and I miss you, man. It's been a couple months. We haven't seen your faces. And then when I found out that you guys left the South Point, I told Phil and the rest of the guys, I have a great idea. Get your asses up. Let's go refurbish that sound equipment and get your asses back to that Palms, and the lounge.
Yeah.
So you got to watch out what you wish for.
It'll all work out. In the meantime, we're kind of taking a hiatus, kind of needed right at the moment because everybody's so slammed with other stuff. But, I miss my Monday night healings.
Yeah.
But we'll get it together. It's kind of, it's kind of a good breath, for right now.
And I think everybody's aware that it's just too good to just leave hanging out there. You got to keep doing that.
We do this first and foremost for our own personal healing.
Yeah.
And so if we have to do it in a bar, we'll do it. But I'm just waiting for the. I like a really good. I want a venue where people come in and they get a great experience. So.
Well, what's cool is every time I've seen you in there, Sonny's got your sound so down. Sonny's still doing the mixing.
Oh yeah,
he's got you guys so wired. You know exactly where it's going and what's happening. That it's just deep. You can hear every note everybody's playing, and it's all swinging. It's all totally happening.
Yeah.
And everybody out there, do yourselves a favor, guys. Go out to SantaFeBand.com and patronize these boys. It's more fun than you're going to have with your clothes on, man. These guys are ridiculous. Keep your eyes open. They'll be back, and they'll be killing Monday nights and giving the healing out to everybody that's ready to be healed.
I always tell people, I said, if you want to hear really good R&B or R&B /jazz /salsa just any kind of music.
That's it.
Basically, and you want to like feel what it's like to be like to have like lung problems because it's breathtaking. There are points where you find yourself reminding yourself to breathe. That's exactly what the experience of Santa Fe and the Fat City Horns is. I'm not talking about on the stage. I'm talking about just in the audience. Every time I've gone there, it's just always been unbelievably breathtaking. It's just great.
Right.
And Jerry, I just want to tell you, Jerry, real quick also, too, I want to send blessings out to your papa. God bless him, my brother.
Oh, thank you, man. I have to tell you that getting an endorsement from Bill Champlin, like the one that he just gave the band, is probably the greatest thing that happens for our band. And I tell people all the time that I was like discovered by Bill Champlin. Okay, I've been doing this my whole life, but when Bill Champlin found myself and the band and the things that he did for us, the wonderful things happened for me in my career and for the band. And many times, just the fact that if I even used Bill's name and said that he was a friend of mine or that I played with him, it opened up doors. That's how much integrity he's got. That's how much juice he's got in the industry. Seriously, just his name is very powerful. So there you go.
You know what's needed right now, guys?
Jerry, by the way, do I send the check to the same address?
There you go. I'm just saying what's needed right now is a big telephone hug, everybody. You're going to be a big telephone hug going on right now.
I just want to tell you, Jerry, that, I dig it when they dig me, but when they dig me like that, I don't dig it.
Greatest line ever, Bill. Greatest line ever, man.
That's got to be a T-shirt. And the greatest thing is when that happens, we come off stage. I don't even remember where we were in Europe. And we come off stage.
We were in Sweden somewhere.
Okay, and the crowd was they were like really drunk before we even started, okay? And Bill's trying to do a ballad and talk to them, and they're they're not having it. They're screaming. They're, you know, and we get off the stage, and Bill sits down in this chair, and he's got this look of complete exasperation on his face. and he just looks at me and he goes, "Man, I dig it when they dig me. When they dig me like that, I don't dig it."
I love that.
And now this is the thing that's weird. 20 years, either easy 20 years later, maybe somewhere, way too many years to even cop to. I'm still with Chicago at that point. We're out there with the Doobie Brothers. At the end of the show, we would all go up and we'd hold hands and take a bow, right? And Skylark was right next to me, right? So while we're in mid-bow, Skylark leans over and whispers in my ear. He says, "I dig it when they dig me, but when they dig me like that, I don't dig it." I just about shit my britches, man. I was going, "God, Lopez. I feel the presence of a Lopez." It was insane, man. It was so great. Skylark had it, nailed him to the wall. It was perfect. You must have sat him down and spent at least a half an hour drilling it into him.
Yeah, we spent some time together, and I told him that story, and we both laughed our butts off. And I guess he has good timing, because that sounds like a wonderful story. The moment that he nailed me
to the wall, and even the rest of the guys are leaving the stage. I'm almost on my knees, just cracking up so much. And Skylark's kind of pulling me, saying, "Hey, we're leaving. Let's go." It was hilarious. I was just losing it. It was a perfect get, man. It was one of the best.
Hey, Bill, Jerry, I got to interrupt you here, man. We're going to run out of time on this segment. Jerry, I love you, man. If you want to hang out for the next segment, you're more than welcome to. If you're busy, I understand that also.
I'm slammed right now in trying to get the muses to visit me and give me some inspiration to write music for a vacuum cleaner. So
go do it, guys. All right, we're going to say goodbye to Jerry Lopez. We're going to say hold on to Mr. Bill Champlin. You guys, Jackie Bertoni, Jackie's Groove. Don't go anywhere. Segment number 4 coming up. We're going to reel it in on the last hour. Don't go anywhere. Jerry, thank you, brother. Thank you so much, man.
Jerry, love you. See you soon.
Love you guys. Bye.
Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear. Hi, this is Tim Dolbear from Eclectica Studios. I'm a full-time mixing and recording engineer. I work with Grammy winners, labels, and indie artists, using state-of-the-art digital mixing and restoration tools and the very best in analog gear. Really, though, it's my ability to bring tracks to life and fulfill your vision for your music. This has made me sought after by producers and artists worldwide. So spend your time working on music and not chasing a mix down a rabbit hole. Go to timdolbear.com and check out our free one-song mix offer. Hi, this is Tim Dolbear, host of Sound Experience here on Intertalk Radio. And Source Connect by Source Element is the essential tool that we use to link between my studio in Austin, Texas, and the WS radio station in San Diego. Now, with Source Connect, not only can we communicate in real time and with HD audio, but it's synced up and is of a high enough quality that I can use it for real-time ADR work, remote recording, and overdubbing, and it even allows me to remotely control a DAW. Source Connect by Source Element, affordable, high-quality audio and video connection over the internet for all of your production needs.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to record on a Grammy Award-winning album? Have you ever wondered what it's like to play in front of a stadium crowd? Have you ever wondered what it's like to be on a world tour? I'm Jackie Bertoni, and I've played with the who's who in the music industry, and I've toured the world. Come join my world, behind the velvet rope, and get into the groove on Jackie's Groove. Live 2 p.m. Mondays and available 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com.
Welcome to Jackie's Groove. Come journey with us through the rhythm of the music business with your host, Jackie Bertoni.
There's some audio jumble right there, but that song was Turn Your Love Around by Mr. Bill Champlin. Bill, welcome back to segment number 4, the final segment. An hour is not enough, my brother, but we do what we've got to do. We do what we got to do.
Anytime, any interviews that I've ever done, I mean, people say, we sure ramble a lot, and that's just sort of the nature of me. I just start jamming, and, we're going to change key? Let's change key, you know. It was great to hear Jerry's voice. I haven't talked to him in a little while.
Brother, ramble on, man. Ramble on. Yeah. This is your show, man. Hey, can I ask you a quick question? So,
yes, sir.
What is your background with Neil Diamond? What did you work with him, or what did you do with him?
I just did some background vocals. I mean, I did so many background vocals. I think it was I did one for a Neil Diamond song that Bert and Carol were producing, and Bert Bacharach and Carol Sager.
Right.
And then I did another one where I was singing some backgrounds, and it was a David Foster production. So I mean, I've worked with Neil once or twice. Nice guy, sweetie pie. I like him a lot.
REO Speedwagon?
I mean, he wasn't there that much for. I don't think he was there during the Foster one, but I think when we were doing the one for Bert, and this is quite a few years back, you know.
And what about REO Speedwagon?
Just background vocals. I mean, I was a what we called a studio sausage, man. I was just taking dates for everybody. I mean, one day I did Della Reese in the morning and Donnie and Marie in the afternoon.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know, and I just watched an old movie, man, and it was a surprise to hear your voice on it. A great movie I loved called Days of Thunder.
Oh, that was a Chicago song. It was actually, to start with, it was a demo they liked, but they wanted to get a name on it. So we just put Chicago horns on it. Me and Dennis McCoskey actually produced the record. That would be the last thing that a band member would ever produce with those guys. That's for sure. That was a thankless job on all levels.
Well, let's talk about jobs that were recognized. You are a recipient of 2 Grammy Awards. Want to talk about those?
Well, they're R&B Songs of the Year. I was up for Song of the Year, but Kenny Loggins and Mike McDonald kind of tagged us with What a Fool Believes, which was actually a right-on thing. That's such a great song, unbelievable. And it was such a big record. But we were up for Song of the Year with After the Love Is Gone, but we did get R&B Song of the Year. I think it was actually the Grammys were in 1980, but it was for the 1979 year. And then another one I think the Grammys were in 1982, but it was for 1981. It was for Turn Your Love Around with George Benson.
Right around
I did the background vocals on that one, too.
Yeah, right around the Christopher Cross era when he got his Grammys during that time also.
Yeah. Oh, man, how good was that album? Omar did it, or Michael Lamarty did such a good job producing that record. And Chris's voice it's just blessed. I mean, that's one of the purest tenor voices ever.
You know, speaking of your friends, I'm going to be with Mike this weekend. He's playing at one of the wineries out here. In fact, I'm going to got an interview coming up this week with him, and I'm also going to interview his band, all the boys at the winery, kind of going to chop it up and talk about how crazy he is and so
Michael's a sweetie pie, man. Just say hi for me. I love that guy.
Without a question. Hey, and brother, do me a favor, man. Let's talk about your vibe with Sons of Champlin. What's happening with these guys? When are we going to put these guys over the top?
Well, we're not really trying at this point of the game. We just play gigs when we play gigs. We get probably, it's amazing because the first album really got a lot of notice. I think probably because of the lyrics on it that I had written. We didn't put my name down as a writer because of some publishing deal situations that we're dealing with, which were going on. So we came up with, I think we called it BB Heavy or whatever. I can't remember what we called it. But I wrote all but one song on the first album, and most of them on most of the Sons albums. So usually I'll go ahead and write all kinds of different songs. Every once in a while I go, this one's got the Sons written on it, and it's usually a little bit spiritual, Really, really cool band. Tim Kaine, the original arranger and sax player with that band, is back in the band. He's been in the band for about 5 years now.
Love it.
We lost Jim Preston like 3 years ago.
Right.
The drummer, he had melanoma took him down. Boy, to hit him pretty hard, and it was over real fast. And then we've been using Alan Hertz, and Alan's regular gigs actually he plays with Scott Henderson.
Very, very cool.
And which is who? Are you hip to him?
Yes.
It's a serious guitar player there. That boy is something. But and Alan's one of the best. I think he's one of the best drummers I've heard in a long time. And he's a really great friend, and he's a monstrous engineer and mixing engineer. He's really good at it. I mean, that's why his name is Hertz. It's like it's one of his. I think his great grandfather or somebody came up with Hertz. It was like megahertz, and that
exactly.
That's part of that family. You know what I mean? So you can tell he's a bit of a gearhead, and he just said, man, he mixed something for Tamra, Dreamin' of Chagall. He mixed it and mastered it. He said, let me fly. I just got a 24 track. He bought a used Studer and had it brought up to snuff. And we flew the mix over to the 2 tracks of the 24 track, then flew it back to Pro Tools, and it was like just warm as toast. He's really a talented guy. So Alan's been playing with us. Dick Mathena's playing bass. Carmen's been playing guitar. Although the next gig next week we're using Cal Morris because Carmen's going to Italy.
Right.
So we're
greatness surrounds greatness. And speaking of partners and good partnership itself, you spoke to him earlier, Florentino Buenaventura. Florentino's going to ask you a couple things about how we can stock Mr. Champlin. So Florentino, why don't you take it over for a second? Let me just take one big breather here.
Hey, Billy, what's going on, brother?
Hey, what's happening, my man?
Hey, man, all I got to tell you is don't be a hero. Don't be a fool with your life, man. That's all I got to say. You can tell how old I am, right?
You didn't go there.
I did. I couldn't help myself.
I could say, if you want to see old, how about I got the St. Louis Blues? How's that for old? I think that was written in like 1898 or something.
Yeah, man. That's beautiful, brother. So, you know what? You're such an important part of the music industry and the business and the history of it all. We want people to be able to find you and find out about you more. How can people get follow your social media stuff, your website?
Well, I mean, I've got a website. It's BillChamplin.com. That sounds pretty easy. Right. And I think there's a handful of websites or a handful of Facebook pages. So I've got the Bill Champlin musician band page, the Bill Champlin page. There's a page somebody put together called Champlin. Because we tried to do it like a band with me, Tamara, and Will, and then we had Carmen and Herman and Bobby playing with us.
Cool.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good, but it just it didn't seem like it was going to fly somehow. We did 1 or 2 gigs. We had a manager that was interested, and then he just bailed out, and we just kind of went, well, maybe this ain't going to work so good. And I don't want to saddle Will with playing with the old guys. He's better off working with the guys his own age,
And Bill, when's the next Sons show coming up? This
Sons show, we got 2 coming up. We got one in Rockland, California, which is right in the Sacramento area.
Yeah, that's where I'm from.
Within a half an hour of Sacramento, and it's an outdoor gig with. Actually, we're playing with Mingo Fish Trap, which is pretty cool band.
Very cool. Very cool.
And we're playing that gig on August 13th. It's an outdoor kind of a amphitheater kind of thing that they have there. That's I think we're just working for the city itself, and it's from what I understand, the venue is just beautiful. Great place to hear music, great gear, the whole 9 yards is all happening. So we're going to do that gig. We're going to have Tal playing with us on that gig. As a matter of fact, just when you guys called, I was busy writing up a set list so that everybody can get their charts all collated. How's that for
Bill,
a word?
We're going to let you get back to that, man, because we're out of time on this segment, man. Bill, thank you, a million thank yous for your music. Thank you for your heart. Thank you for your vibe. Thank you for your fucking crazy personality, man. I got to tell you, everybody spoke the high heavens of you, and you definitely proved a fact. So, man, everybody, please say goodbye to Mr. Bill Champlin. Patronize this man. Don't steal his music. Pay for the music. Bill, thank you so much for joining Jackie's Groove. Jackie Bertoni, Intertalk Radio. Peace through music, Bill. God bless you, my brother.
Thanks, you guys. See you soon.
Talk to you soon. Peace.
Be good.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to record on a Grammy Award-winning album? Have you ever wondered what it's like to play in front of a stadium crowd? Have you ever wondered what it's like to be on a world tour? I'm Jackie Bertoni, and I've played with the who's who in the music industry, and I've toured the world. Come join my world, behind the velvet rope, and get into the groove on Jackie's Groove. Live 2 p.m. Mondays and available 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear, host of Sound Experience here on Intertalk Radio. And Source Connect by Source Element is the essential tool that we use to link between my studio in Austin, Texas, and the WS radio station in San Diego. Now, with Source Connect, not only can we communicate in real time and with HD audio, but it's synced up and is of a high enough quality that I can use it for real-time ADR work, remote recording, and overdubbing, and it even allows me to remotely control a DAW. Source Connect by Source Element, affordable, high-quality audio and video connection over the internet for all of your production needs. Hi, this is Tim Dolbear from Eclectica Studios. I'm a full-time mixing and recording engineer. I work with Grammy winners, labels, and indie artists, using state-of-the-art digital mixing and restoration tools and the very best in analog gear. Really, though, it's my ability to bring tracks to life and fulfill your vision for your music. This has made me sought after by producers and artists worldwide. So spend your time working on music and not chasing a mix down a rabbit hole. Go to timdolbear.com and check out our free one-song mix offer.